Hi everyone, Paulo here. Welcome back to the channel where I make how-to videos from subjects like Mac tips, backend, Swift, Salesforce, and game development. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to my channel. Cool. So this is part 3 of my Blueprint how-to series. Let me give this a play. So far what we have here is some sort of direct communication. When our character overlaps with this sphere here, it would turn off the lights, and otherwise after ending the overlap it would turn off the lights. So this is using some sort of little bit of casting to the third-party character here, and some hard reference to some actors here. So what we're going to use now is a way of decoupling this together, so we could add more actors to the level without having some hard reference. So what we're going to use is what we call interface. So interface allows for a common method of interacting with multiple types of objects that share some sort of specific functionality. So this is useful when you want to have a more generic method of calling other actors, and each actor would have their own implementation of how they want to react when you call them. So let's jump back into this BP button here. I'm just going to quickly show you what I have here so far. So basically we have an overlap on this collision box, and we're casting that the actor that's overlapping that box is the third person character. And then we have some hard reference to the lamp here, and from the lamp we're setting the visibility. We're getting the point light, and then we're setting the visibility. So if I jump to that light, I have just this basic setup. We have a static mesh and we have that point light. Cool. So if I go back here and right click and select blueprint class and select an actor, we're gonna say BP ball, and I'm gonna add spear in here, compile, save, and I'm just gonna add that here on our stage right here. Cool. Now that we have that, we want to have a reference to that ball. So if I go back here on my button, which I actually already have a variable here, let me just change the type to BP ball. Cool. Now we have access to that BP ball, and I'll also make that instance editable. So when I do this and say get ball, and let me quickly save that, jump back to the ball, let's add something on the event graph here, delete all of those. I'm going to add a custom event, and basically I'm going to call a move. I'm going to grab this spear and move to component, move component 2. So basically I just want to move that spear. So when I have this custom component here, move ball, and I'm going to change the X location to 500, and I'm going to do that in the span of 1 second. Cool. So save that. I'm going back to my button here, and on my button I'm just going to call that custom event called move ball. And as you can see, this has a hard reference to that ball. So if you want to add multiple layers of reference, you have to do this. So let me go back to my third person map, select that button, and here on the ball here, select that eye picker tool and select that ball. So when I play this and our player overlaps, the light turns on and the ball moves. So this is hard reference. What we want to do is fix this and decouple them. So let's do that by creating a new class. So here right click and select blueprint and select blueprint interface. And I'm gonna call this BP interact. Let's call this BI. So we know it's a blueprint interface. So when you open it, you'll just get this here. So it would create a new default function name for you. You could change that. Just going ahead and change that, and I'm just gonna call this interact. As you can see, this is a read-only graph. You can't add variables, you can't edit the graph, you can't add any components like the normal blueprints. But here you have options to add some inputs, and also you could define the outputs. So we're not going to do that in this tutorial. We're just going to make it simple. So we're just going to say the interface is just interact. So I'm going to these two items, the lamp and the ball. So first I'll go to the ball. I'll go to the class defaults. Class settings, and under class settings here under implemented interface, I'm going to say BP BI interact. File, save. So that's it. That is, and as you can see here in the interfaces, it added an interface here. So what I could do here is I could actually click on implement interface here, and then I'm just going to swap this custom event that we created and put that custom event like that. Cool. So if we play this, nothing would happen because nothing is calling this event interact. So let's jump on the lamp this time. So let's go to the lamp, and the same thing. Go to the class settings and call the BP BI interact, and compile, save. So it also has its own interact interface. If I jump back here, now this is the button is broken. So if I open this, it's saying this custom event that we just removed is broken. So let's delete that, and also let's delete this lamp reference and the ball and the lamp reference. So now we have just this. So we have the cast to the third person character. We want to get actor with get all actor with interface. So that's what we want. And here the interface that we're interested in is the BI interact, and here it outputs an array of actors. So we're gonna actually do a for loop here. We're gonna pass the array, and then here for each array item we're gonna call the interact message, and we're just gonna loop that like that. So this is decoupling it. So basically it's gonna select all the actors that implement the interface. For each one of them we're gonna fire off a message. You see this little nice envelope here, this mail icon. This indicates this is firing off and calling that interact message. So let's compile, save, then hit on play. So you can see this moved the ball, but we didn't implement anything for the light. So let's go back to the lamp, go under event graph, and under here I'm gonna grab the spotlight, and I'm also gonna implement this, and from here spotlight I'm gonna set the visibility to true and hook that up. Compile, save, let's try it again, and there you go. So the lights now turns on and the ball moves. So you could add multiple objects now, and each one of those actors, if they implement the interact interface, you could have them implement their own logic. So there you go, a quick and easy tutorial on how to use blueprint interface. Hope you liked this video. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Cheers. Bye for now.